Hey, what is up guys, Mastiff here, back to do another video, and today I've got a pretty awesome game on Smashed Decision. I never really like to spoil what goes on in these matches in my thumbnails, in my titles. I try to give away as little as possible, so I just want to keep you guys guessing. I don't want to put in my title, oh, I've got a heroic tripod in this game, oh, I've got a heroic hammerhead in this game, because that kind of gives away everything, right? I just don't think that's a good idea. It's a big spoiler. Anyways, this game here and this stream, I had many good games, and my webcam, I did not realize it was switched on. I thought I had it switched off. Didn't have lighting for that. It could have been worse. No one really talked about it in the stream, but it is what it is. So you guys just need to focus on this game here. It's going to be Skrin versus Black Hand. Not Traveler 59, not Reaper 17, Skrin. Now this game has to be quite something, Leaf, doesn't it? For me to showcase this in a specific video. And you would be right, guys. You would be right. There is something quite insane about this. In fact, I've got 1 or 2 more games to come. There's so many games that I've had that I really want to show you all. I'm going to do them in individual videos. There's one that's just out of this world. I gave it to Cybert. I was a bit tired in that game that was out of this world. It could have been one of the greatest games in Kane's Wrath history. But it's still an awesome game, and I want him to cast it. And I might even give you my take of it as well. 3 and 2 eco for either of us. No rush coming out of the Black Hand player here. Unlike the original Decision map, the first field on this map is small. It can only accommodate a 5 and 2 ratio of harvesters and refineries. That's what you want to be building in most games, in most 1v1 maps. 5 harvesters on 2 refineries, and then after that you set up an expansion and get 2 additional refineries down and queue, I guess, 2 extra harvesters. You want to have 10 harvesters and 4 refineries before you really get cranking away on the units. But a lot changes. You can't just go for 4 refineries and expect to not get punished for it, because players can go for 2 ore factory strategies. That's the whole point. If it were as easy as just making 4 refineries, then everyone would do it every single game. I guess they almost are doing it every single game, but there is still room for you to harass and all in and stuff like that, which is good. It means that scouting is important. Scouting in this game is relatively easy because the shroud stays revealed for quite a while. It's somewhat of a hybrid between games like such as StarCraft and the original Command & Conquer games, where the shroud is permanently revealed once you've revealed it. Icor Seed coming down for me. I'm also going to get down a 3rd refinery. Dev tanks out. I'm going to try and prevent him taking that blue Tiberium in the middle of the map. There are 2 blue tip fields on this map, one in the middle and one in the bottom right corner. There's also an EMP control center down there, and also in the top left corner there's a Tiberium spike, which I have not really taken ever. I think Skrin is favored to get those spikes just because the terrain suits it. You can just go up there with a couple buzzers, and the line of sight of anything that shoots is just going to be non-existent. Scorpion tanks gonna get out of dodge. I mean, you can't really blame them. They are right there against 2 dev tanks. That's not going to be quite enough. I'm going to queue a couple disintegrators. This is just to try and... I was thinking, yeah, disintegrators, and I'm going into freaking Ravagers. I'm going Ravagers, that's also a thing. The thing is, though, if he goes for mass Scorpion tanks, I can get my Ravagers crushed. But there's something you can do if that does happen. You can summon in the Swarm support power, that $1,500 power, and mix them in with your Ravager squads or Shock Troopers, and it will prevent the tanks from crushing your infantry, because that just messes with the pathing of the Scorpion tank, because they can't crush buzzers. So I've got a couple of Ravagers here. I didn't make them to kill infantry. Even though they got a range buff in R19, they still are not going to be good against this infantry force here. And I know that. That's why I'm going to summon in the Buzzer Swarm, just to focus on these infantry. And since those rocket squads are already acquiring that Corruptor, they're not going to focus their attention on the buzzer swarm that I just summoned in. Even the Black Disciples will ignore those buzzers if there's a vehicle there. Very handy thing to do. Something that Aeonian taught me when I found out about it. Ravagers moving in, lots of Black Hand infantry, and these Ravs don't have much health, 300 health. They got more range, as I said before. The fire rate is still the same, and they have a long pre-attack delay. So they're going to struggle to kill even that one Black Hand squad there without taking losses. I need those really to kill Harvesters with the Tip Agitation. There's no blue shard upgrade for me. With Rupee 17 you can go for a tier 3 and go for that blue shard, but it doesn't actually make them better against infantry because they're already insta-kill infantry. It's just that fire rate that's an issue. I'm going to kill a couple tanks though, which is nice. But these Ravs are... They do have the speed advantage, so I should be able to retreat even against this Black Hand man spam there. I'm going for Gunwalkers to kill this infantry force. I spot the MCV moving to me. And I was thinking, yeah, it can't deploy there. And what I can do is I can summon in the lightning spike, and that's going to make it so he can deploy because it would be deploying on top of my structure. So as you can see, he can't deploy there. It's likely that that's a little hill, and that's his MCV down. So the lightning spike was able to snipe that MCV. I've got these Ravagers still alive. I thought I'd give them a shot against this infantry force, and you're going to see that they are not very good against infantry. And that's despite some people saying that Ravagers may be overbuffed. They simply aren't. It just makes them a little less useless with that additional range. Plus the Tip Agitation got a nerf in R19 compared to 1.02 plus before, where it dealt the most damage with just one Ravager member. Now you need all 3 of the Ravagers in the squad to do the same damage with Tiberium Agitation. That's just how it works in 1.02. That's how EA intended it to be. A couple of mechapedes out. Some people in this community believe that mechapedes crashes still exist. They don't anymore. R19G did resolve the mechapede crash. I saw a couple of flame tanks in the middle, and instead of equipping these mechapedes with shard segments, I decided this game to equip disint segments, because disints do slightly more damage to vehicles. The range is a little bit of an issue. That's really the only thing that changed when mechapedes had that insane imbalance where disint segments were just OP. That was because the range was insane. The damage is still the same with these segments, so I will be able to kill these quickly. Even a half-developed mechapede of disints will kill vehicles such as flame tanks quickly. Of course, against bikes and stuff like that, it's not going to do you much good. I do have the phase field ready to go if I come up against mass infantry, but I got Devastators, which I'm just going to sit back there and milk his infantry with. Ravagers moving into his base, I suppose. Maybe I can kill a Harvester, though I need 2 Ravagers for that. Ichor Seed ready to go. Sometimes I forget to summon in the Ichor Seed. Flame Tank trying to take out my Tip Spike. Devastator taking damage. Lots of Flame Tanks, lots of infantry. Blue Flame would be a huge issue for me. I'm also concerned about him using the Tiberium Vein Detonation on my expansion to build Disint Segment Mechapede going into his base. I'm going to see if I can kill a Harvester or 2 with that. That's basically like a Toxin Segment Mechapede. It has buggerable range, but it has pretty decent damage. Though I feel like even this does more, the shards just do more damage against vehicles, even though they are supposed to be good against infantry. But yeah, shards are seen the most just because they have more damage and more range. It's only against the flame tanks in emergency situations where each second counts. That's when I'm going to equip Disints to my Mechapede. Had a little bit of a con issue here, and I was a little bit frustrated at this because my con so far these days has been very stable. I've been having a lot of games because of it. My ISP has fixed my internet issues. Devastator Warship's still alive. I'm just checking the top left hand corner just to see if he's got any expansion up there. I want to make sure that I prevent it, or at least stop him from snowballing more than he is already. He's losing forces to me, but he's got so much left. That dev ship's still alive. I need to get that over a gravity stabilizer for healing up. I unfortunately sold my storm column. Wasn't expecting the bikes to continue this attack. 7 gunwalkers left. There's 2 mechapedes remaining. Lots of buzzer hives, so infantry should be shut down pretty quickly and easily. Mechapedes out. I'm equipping disint segments to them once again because I thought, hey, let's just try these out. Let's just see how good these disint segment mechapedes are. There's no better time to try it. Phase field coming down on these shard walkers, and I'm going to go ahead and crush this infantry force here, or as much as possible. It's a pretty cheesy thing to do, yes. Devastated warship unfortunately was running there. That was a little bit of a mistake. Didn't realize I lost a dev ship. 4 or 5 bikes there. Remember that, folks. 4 or 5 bikes. That's all he has in that engagement, and he's able to kill both of the mechapedes. So there you go. There's the answer to you all. They just don't do any damage to bikes. Vehicles don't take much damage from those disint mechapedes. I'm in a dire position now. Losing those 2 mechapedes while accomplishing nothing was a huge blow. So how do I come back from this? There's no more income left for me. I can at the very most summon in the Ichor Seed and get 3,000 odd resources from it. Shark Walker, or rather Gun Walker, going to crush this infantry force. Harvester there for me. I'm going to try and see if I can harvest some of that tip. There's nothing there though. Bottom right tip field I totally forgot about, but I wasn't able to claim it anyways because he was so relentless with his attacks. At least he doesn't have an expansion set up in the top left corner. And now I'm going for a mastermind. Just one lone mastermind. What can this do? This is not a prodigy. This doesn't have the area mind control or the self-blink ability. It's just a plain old Skrin mastermind. So I've got my mastermind out and 4 gun walkers. That's all I have left. I'm just going to run that mastermind into his base. There is a cooldown that starts when you build that unit for the what's it called, that ability? Manipulator device? I think it's called that. And he's like, oh, hey, here's a flame tank for you. Do you want this flame tank? And I'm like, yeah, sure, give me that flame tank. We'll go ahead and grab that one when I am able to. Flame tank's not going to be able to stop this. It's wishful thinking. I grabbed the flame tank. He's got the Kane edition skin on that. And I summon in some reinforcements, a harvester to the front line, because that's what I need in this position here. A harvester. That's going to win me this game. No, just kidding. But the Devourer tank might do something. It doesn't do too much damage though without the green charge. Harvester will tank some damage there. But again, that was just a bit of a waste. I do kill the refinery. That was his one and only ref on that field, so maybe that'll do something. A power plant as well, I guess, goes down. I summon in the Tiberium Vibration Scan just to reveal if he does have an expansion still, and he doesn't. There's a lot of bikes there. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can capture this heroic one. I'm not sure how he got it heroic, but I nab it. And I've got the heroic bike. I kill 3 of his, actually. All that force fell to that heroic bike that he got himself, and now I have a heroic bike and a mastermind. That is my fighting force. That is my army. I almost lost it there actually to his infantry. There's loads of infantry still for him. And this is by no means over. Harvesters need to start harvesting this field. I couldn't go. I just need to spam gunwalkers at this point. I do have the attenuated force fields, and I'm just losing my voice. 1 second, guys. I don't think Cyber gets this problem where he casts. I always tend to lose my voice when I cast games. But yeah, there's a flame tank there. The bike infiltrated into the back of his expansion. I'm going to kill 4 harvesters there, or try to get as much damage dealt on that expansion field before he gets infantry to deal with that. Bikes still have fragile armor when heroic. I like the red rocket glow with that bike. I want to see if I can add the green glow to the regular bike, just for my own personal customization. I think it would look nice, at least for me. I can, you know, stand out from the crowd and have my bikes have the green rocket with the same model, of course, with the rocket. But yeah, quad turrets for my opponent. That harvest a bike is still alive. I moved in the gunwalkers to provide anti-infantry support for my bikes, just so I can keep it here a little longer because I need to get some counter-attack damage dealt now immediately, or he'll have enough time to build up as he's doing now, a force to stop me. I don't have any eco really in the back. I just rebuilt my war factory. Another harvester about to go down. All my gunwalkers are falling. And the thing about the mastermind is it also has an ability to teleport my units back, and that bike survives. So I'm using his bike to kill him. That mastermind has done so much work for me. I'm going to go ahead and get that down to the bottom base and see if I can spot a harvester maybe in the blue Tiberium field, or even more harvesters in his expansion field, his original field. In hindsight, I should have sold that tier 3 for the resources. I get $2,000 for it. Could have just made a few more gunwalkers. It's providing good recon, this bike. There's a harvester there. We'll go ahead and snipe that one. It's just this one bike you need to deal with, and the way you kill a heroic bike from this position is just build 3 of your own or 4 old bikes. That will kill the heroic one pretty quickly and easily. And there's another attack coming in here. The mastermind, I actually almost lost it. If I hadn't had that in a group, it would have died to the Cabals. Cabals have a little bit more range in R19. It's more comparable to how it was in the original vanilla patch. Buzzer hives going down. I'm putting the mastermind behind the warp sphere. Infantry get healed up by the warp sphere. That heals screen infantry. The mastermind also gets healed in Tiberium, and that's 1 bike versus 2. This is a heroic bike. Gets 2 of those bikes, even killing that second one before it was even allowed to fire again. And I'm able to kill those bikes there. Those fall. And I thought, hey, let's just kill this power plant because he's got all these base defenses popping around my base. I need to see if I can put him down on that low power. As you can see, he's on low power. Lots of quad turret, shredder turrets, a couple of laser turrets here would be pretty disastrous for me. I sold my tier 3 so I can't get a tripod out. And this power plant falls, and that's going to severely disrupt him. And my DC screen came up once more. That meant that I couldn't teleport this back to my prodigy or mastermind. More shredded turrets, but I don't have any infantry besides that mastermind. I guess he's hoping that I lose the mastermind somehow. But yeah, I'm moving this commando to the top of the map because I want to teleport it nearer to his expansion field once again to do another raid on his harvesters, because I know he's got income still. Using those buzzers there to scout his expansion field so I can get this bike up there with my mastermind. So there you go, teleport units, get that bike to the other side of the map without danger of losing it in the middle. He may have set up a wall of rocket squads in the middle of the map, and the rest of the harvesters are going to go down. He's going to lose all of his harvesters there to his own bike. So that was pretty catastrophic there, gifting me that heroic bike with the mastermind. And he calls the GG. That's going to be a game over. He just doesn't have any resources left. I've been long leeching Tiberium in the bottom, and that's going to be GG. And I thought that was a pretty crazy game. I really had a blast playing that. There's several more games like this that I want to show you all, but yeah, these mastermind units for the Scrin and Traveler, they do have the potential to turn the tide. Less so with the mastermind. That's how I thought it was really unique. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you all very much for watching this video, and I'll catch you all later. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed it, then don't forget to smash the like button as well. So this could be Master Leaf. Peace out.